Every chef has a burnt story, if you want to call it that, something they totally ruined, even though they're professionals. The difference between a home chef and a professional is a professional has a plan and they have a lot of tips and tricks up their sleeve that they could draw from to fix their problems. It's not that they don't burn things, it's just that they know clever ways to cover them up. So, in this episode, I'm going to give you that plan and those tricks. So, it's not that I never burned anything or ruined anything. I just knew what to do before anybody found out about it. I've been cooking for 35 years, so I've accumulated quite a few ideas in this area. Um, Lots of things have happened in the kitchen that I didn't expect, but I couldn't serve burnt food to my clients, of course. So I had to improvise. And that's what I'm going to be sharing with you today. These are tried and true recipes to fix your cooking mistakes. Before we even start talking about fixing things, let's talk about what might be causing the problem in the first place. Most home kitchens don't have a $5,000 Wolf range. They have simple stoves. And in my experience, those stoves heat unevenly, the cooktops as well as the oven. It's very hard to regulate what's going on. When you are working on a very high-end stove, you can regulate those temperatures down to the most minuscule amounts of heat. So it's very easy not to burn things. You're in control. But most home cooks are dealing with less expensive and less sophisticated equipment. So it isn't that you're doing anything really wrong, it's that your tool is limited. But the good news is you don't need a $5,000 stove to fix the problem. All you need is maybe a $10 to $15 item, which is a heat diffuser. And I haven't heard of anybody talking about this on the internet, on YouTube, but it's a great gadget. It's not really a gadget, it's a great kitchen tool. I've been using one for years and it's saved me a lot of grief. There's a link to it in the description. I highly recommend it. It's going to make your inexpensive and maybe inadequate stove work a whole lot better and save you a lot of burnt pots. It's great for all kinds of things. Rice, a culprit that's usually burning before you even know it, soups, stews, anything that you're going to be making. So grab it. It's a great addition. Okay, the first rule is water. It's about water. Your inclination when you're burning something is to run it under the kitchen sink and add water to it to stop the burn. But that's exactly the wrong thing to do. Because when you do that, the steam that comes up from the bottom of the pot, which is the burnt smelling stuff, is going to permeate your food and ruin what's left of it. So fight that instinct and do this instead. Remove your pan from the stove immediately. Get it away from the heat. Transfer what's still edible into another vessel and then reassess what's going on. See if it's edible. I mean, taste it, obviously. You might be able to save it, you might not. But the water is going to definitely ruin what's left of what's good. So don't add water. You can do that after you've scraped everything out. No, not really scraped, but removed everything. And then add water to your pot. And a trick that I can tell you is if it's super duper burnt, then add water, put it back on the stove on a low heat, and the heat will help dissolve those burnt bits without a lot of scrubbing. Don't turn it on high, leave it on low, and heat will help you clean it up. The next burnt issue is garlic. It's the most difficult for a lot of people because it has a very, very quick time in terms of how fast it can go from great to awful. And especially when you chop it into little pieces, it'll burn quickly and it turns acrid or very bitter. And to tell you the truth, it ain't worth fixing it. It's an inexpensive ingredient, and I recommend just starting over again. Get rid of it, clean out your pan, wipe it out, get rid of that burnt flavor, and start over. Your whole dish depends on this base, so fix it now and don't try to cover it up later. The next trick involves the lowly potato. So if you scorch the bottom of a soup or a stew, this is what you do. Immediately transfer that mixture to a pot that doesn't have a burnt bottom, and then add a peeled, uncooked potato into the pot and simmer gently for 20 minutes. Remove your potato, and it will have done its job. It will absorb the smoky, burnt flavor and probably save what's left so you can enjoy your meal. Okay, next is rice. This is the most searched for problem on the internet. Rice is tricky, so I have a few suggestions for you. The minute that you figure out that your rice is burning, take it off the heat, leave the lid on, don't stir, and then take a piece of bread and put it into the pot. Wait 5 minutes and you'll see that it's magic. That bread will absorb the smoky flavor, the undesirable smoky flavor that you're going to want to get rid of. Then, after this is done, transfer your rice to the vessel you're going to be eating out of, a bowl or maybe back into another pot. You want to keep it warm, and that's it. The bread goes in the trash. Its job is done. Now, there's another very simple solution, which is to buy yourself a $25 rice cooker. Again, I'm not an appliance junkie, but this appliance earns a space in your cabinet or on your, kitchen counter. Because if you eat a lot of rice, just keep it out. It's worth it. It turns itself off. It makes perfect rice. It's easy. It's quick. It's a great solution. The next one is beef. This one has a silver lining, so stay with me, but only if you know what you're doing. The outside might be black, but the inside is still salvageable. So remove it immediately from the hot pan and let it rest a few minutes. Then take a kitchen knife and gently scrape away the burnt bits. Take a look at what's underneath. And if it still looks good, it's edible. And this is the private chef move. Cover it with a great sauce, pesto or chimichurri or some other sauce that you adore, and it'll bring it back to life and cover up the boo-boo. The fix is a great sauce. This is a powerful tool in a chef's toolbox, so use it yourself. If you can't fix it, hide it. The next is a burnt sauce that you might have made from scratch. So once again, take it off the heat, pour it into a vessel that does not have a burnt bottom, and then you can add a few things to round out and help the flavor. You could put some butter, you could put some cream, taste it. You could add sugar. And listen, if it's too far gone, just get rid of it. This is a pro chef move. You have to know when to abandon ship, when to get rid of your ingredients because they're too far gone and they're inedible, or when to fix it. And that's something it's hard to teach. It's an experience. You use your senses, your sense of taste, your intuition, and act accordingly. The next are burnt veggies. Now, there's a fine line between caramelization, which we like, and burnt, which we don't. Caramelization has a sweet and complex flavor. It's delicious. Burnt is again acrid. It's bitter and not desirable. The fix for vegetables that are charred but beyond charred is acid. You don't think so, but it actually works. A squeeze of lemon is a miracle worker. You can also use a good quality vinegar like balsamic. It'll bring it back to life and remove that awful flavor. And if it's really beyond reasonable, if it's super burnt, then Scrape out what you can save and get rid of the rest. Even the most highly skilled chefs have their burnt story. We've all made mistakes, no matter how good we are. This is the golden rule: transfer out of the burnt pot, assess whether it's fixable, and then fix it with the rules that I've given you. Believe me, failure wasn't an option when I was working in demanding kitchens, private clients. So I had to come up with strategies because it didn't always go perfectly. And I was on the spot. There was no time to make a new dinner. So I got by with these tips and tricks, and so can you. So stop the burn, baby, burn problem. Do not add water to a burnt pot ever. Usually take the pot right off the heat and transfer it. That's going to save your meal, save your dish. It's easy. And once again, get a $10 diffuser. You put it underneath your pot, and it's almost impossible to burn things because it adds another layer and it dispenses and disperses the heat evenly. It's going to save you a lot of grief. It's a lot less expensive than eating a dinner out, believe me, and a lot less aggravating. So, welcome to my table. So glad that you made it all the way to the end of this episode. This is a new channel, so please support me. Like and subscribe. And take a look at the description. I have my Private Chef in Your Pocket 7-day reset. I know there's a lot of resets out there, but this one's a good one. It's just like having a private chef in your kitchen with you. I've done all the thinking, and all you really need to do is cook. So it's free. Grab it. And I'll see you in the next episode.